Hello everyone, this is Noemi Banchi from Valley Heights, which is in New South Wales, Australia. And today we are going to talk about the scientific prior. And with this activity we are finishing a whole course, let's say, of pillars of metaphysics. It was about 10 activities, and this is the last one. But next week we are going to start another course, which is seven rays. And the pillars of metaphysics, the 7 rays, and two more courses are part of a cycle which is called the basic cycle of metaphysics, of course. So, as you see the title. So, I wanted to talk about what we talked in the first activity, about what is metaphysics. And we can say that metaphysics has two branches. One branch is the academic branch and is the theoretical, and is what Plato, Aristotle, and many philosophers talk about. By the way, Andronic of Rhodes was the first person who mentioned the word metaphysics when he was with Aristotle's works, and he decided, okay, all these books or all these texts talk about this, all those texts talk about that, and he, under the umbrella term of metaphysics, he put all the texts together about love, harmony, peace, and many other things. Things that we cannot touch, but we certainly know that they exist. And on the other hand, we have the humanistic metaphysics. And this is what we talk about here, because this is practical. This is the way that we can resolve our situations in our life. And according to Immanuel Kant, and he said, metaphysics can be present as science. In other words, we can prove the things. So, practice metaphysics is a rational, logical, and sensible philosophy of life. It also is a magic teaching that through its practice, and I will say it again, through its practice resolves difficulties, and through its answers to the questions about existence tends to make people happy. And you can see here, practice metaphysics resolves difficulties and tends to make people happy. And this is all about metaphysics. Metaphysics is that okay, this is the another thing is we don't say anymore problem. We changed the word problem for issues. Because at the end of the day, there are no problems. There are such a situations that we need to resolve, and by doing so, we have a better knowledge of that topic, or we develop a virtue through this experience. And all of this is about the today's topic, about the scientific prior. And as it says here, Ruben Sedeno says, the scientific prior is the metaphysics spiritual teachings cornerstone. as you see here in the picture. And in a nutshell, you, by doing the scientific prior, you put into practice all the knowledge of metaphysics just by doing the scientific prior. And it's interesting that this prior is scientific, and most people say prior and scientific is like water and oil kind of. And no, this prior is scientific because if we apply it correctly, we can verify its effectiveness, and for this reason it's scientific. In other words, please, 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 don't believe it just because you heard this. Practice. Practice, because it's the only way that you will be sure about this. Otherwise, it's something like you read or something like you listened to someone else, but it's not about you. And this must be related to you, to yourself. And the only way is to see the results, to practice. By doing. We learn by doing in metaphysics. And this is the scientific prior. We are going to read this together. In the name of I am presence, in harmony with the whole world, under grace and in a perfect way, I decree, blah blah blah, if it's by law. Thank you, Father, it's done. Alright, so we say the scientific prior, but we are going to analyze each of the sentence. So when we say I am, we are invoking the name of the inner self and the absolute being, or God. So this is important. Is who is doing the thing, that whatever it is not you, is your inner self within you. Is the perfect part of you. So this is very important. We need to remember that. I am. Then, when we say in harmony with the whole world, under grace, accomplishing our decree. So first of all, this is a decree. Even though we say a prayer, but in metaphysics we don't pray. Why? Because we have this knowledge about God within us, and we use the decree. It's different from a prayer. Why? Because when you decree, you are telling the universe, the everything, that this is done. And not because Noemi says, or Peter, or John, or Mary. It's because I am says. And I am is the power. We are not going to harm anyone. When we say in harmony with the whole world, we are not going to harm anyone. And everyone will be happy. And this is the thing I was thinking about, everyone, the whole world, and there is a slight difference between these two words. What is the difference? When we say everyone, we almost think of only people. And when we say the whole world, we are also taking into consideration, animals, plants, earth, everything, water, earth, air, fire, all the things that exist in the world. So let's say if you want a company, well, this company will be in harmony with the whole world. Means you're not going to harm any life around you. In a perfect way. The supreme will is always perfect. In order to achieve our goal, we need to reconcile with whoever we are not in harmony. In a perfect way means two things, actually. One thing is what you are going to ask or what we are going to achieve is perfect. And if we don't get that, it's because something better is for us, is waiting for us. And I'm going to tell you about my story. My story was that I used the scientific prior because I needed a house. And I got the house I wanted. And one day I had to leave the house because I moved. So again, I did the scientific prior to have an apartment at that time. And I got the apartment. And another day, I thought, okay, just the apartment is good, but I want to have a house. I like the house. Okay, so I did again my scientific prior, and I got the house. But during the process, this is why I'm telling you this. I have, one of the things that we need to do is be very specific about what you want. Not in the way that, okay, I want the house in 2 street, wherever. No. You just think about the house you want in the area you want, let's say, and that's it. Then you give this to the universe to give it to you. So now, and I did a plan, a floor plan. Floor plan or plan floor. I always a little bit, I'm not sure about the order of the words. Anyway, the thing was that I saw the house. I went to see the house, yes, and the house was exactly as I thought, and I created almost like an architect, and for some reason we couldn't do the deal. Something that I'm not going to go into too many details, but I wasn't, like upset or anything like that, because I thought that this meaning in a perfect way means, okay, this didn't work. It's because something better will come, and indeed it was, because next week I was with my partner. We went to see another house, and that was an amazing house. And we both said, yes, this is the house we like, and we are going to move there. And that's it. That is my story. So 2 things about that. If the thing doesn't work, don't worry, because something better will come. And in a perfect way also means that we need to reconcile with others. So, if you are not in good terms with someone else, you must go first and, say, I'm sorry, I did this or I did that. Reconcile with them before you ask, or before you do this scientific prior. It's very, very, very important that we follow all these steps are steps, and the other thing is, if it is by law. It is by law, okay, means that you are not going to go against the law. You are going to do everything right. Let's say the example I did that I mentioned about the house. is, okay, you are not going to steal a house. You are going to buy and pay and everything, and with a good place also. All right, so when you pray, you mustn't think of negativity, such as, oh, I don't deserve this. Oh no, I don't deserve that house. No, I don't deserve this job, or I don't deserve this couple, or whatever. It's impossible. Buying a house in Sydney is impossible. Don't say that. Or anywhere, like New York, or I don't know, whoever you are, Tokyo, I don't know. Don't think it is impossible, because you must to be coherent in terms of what you say, and about your decree, of course. All right. If you don't have time to pray, to attend a metaphysics activity, it's because you are spending time on fears, problems, and diseases. Well, and here we have some examples. If you say, okay, if you were here, I would ask you, okay, what do you want to work on with this scientific prayer? But I brought here some examples. And you see this lady upset or worried about it? Okay, this might be you. All right? You are worried about protection issues like safety, or when you are traveling, or when you leave your house and you say, oh, I need to protect the house with an alarm. Everything is perfect, but we can use the scientific prayer to solve this. Or study or learning, you have an exam and you want to, of course, be successful. Okay, so you can use this scientific prayer to learn this. What about the relationships issues, like you are not getting along with someone, you have trouble to talk with someone, I don't know, your boss, for example, he annoys you, um, a friend of your partner you don't like for whatever reason, anyone on the world that you are not happy with them, so we can use the scientific prayer. And what about healthy problems? Yes, of course you can use your scientific prayer as well to, maybe you get a good doctor, a good GP, or a good treatment. You can resolve this issue. Or just beauty issue. Some people, want to have, no, anything that they want to change about their appearance. Okay, so you can use also this scientific prayer. And what about financial situation? Of course, I already mentioned about the house, like I wanted a house, and you can use for any reason to improve, for example, your financial situation. And in case of the necessity of forgiveness, and you also are upset with someone else, okay, you can as well use this scientific prayer. And there are some requirements and many other examples that you may think of. There's some requirements that we must follow. Okay, so draw your attention away from the problem. This is the first thing. We cannot think of the problem. We need to focus on the spiritual truth. Okay, the solution. If the problem, let's give some examples here. Okay. So, if the problem is financial, okay, so what we need to do is just think of prosperity and do the scientific prayer with prosperity. Draw your attention away from the problem is you must not talk about, let's say, high interest, hard rate interest, um, the share market's going down, or financial crisis, or recession, or anything like that. No, just okay, you read the news, everything, you, of course, you are aware of the news, but don't talk about those topics. So you need to draw your attention from that. All right? Well, focus on the spiritual truth. Okay, again, let's keep going with the same example. Focus on prosperity, wealth. If you want to, I don't know, even if you want to watch videos or programs with TV shows or everything about prosperity, like how rich people live or anything like that, you can do it. Focus on that. Then request quietly and confidently. You don't have to shout out. No. You just can do it, in a very quiet room. Think of specifically what you want. When I told you that, sorry. When I told you that I did this with my house, I didn't even tell my partner that I did my scientific prayer. I just did my scientific prayer and okay, yeah, let's go and research and then go and see the houses. We did all the process, yes, but I never said that I did my scientific prayer. A friend of mine told me that she did the same with a car. She wanted a car, so she did her scientific prayer. Everything was good. She didn't tell her husband. She did it, the scientific prayer, and she went to the shop and she got the car. And when she get home, she said, "Darling, I have a new car." That's it. Simple. Because the last requirement is be silent. Be silent means don't talk about what you are doing. And there's no secret. There's nothing like that. Nothing is wrong about saying that. I can assure you that if you tell someone, let's say that I said to someone, "Oh yes, I want to buy a house in Sydney," and they say, "Oh, but it's so expensive. Oh, but the market, no, you're not going to find any house now. It's even difficult to find for, I don't know." So people always, I don't know why, tends to say the negative things about something. So for this reason, to protect your project, don't say anything about it. Just keep it quiet. Keep it to you. To you, between you and life. All right. Well, and here we have again, because this is also a requirement. What is missing here? The scientific prayer is not completed. Is something is missing. It's the first part, yes. So we need to say each of one of the sentence. In the name of I am present, in harmony with the whole world, under grace in a perfect way, I decree, if it's by law. Thank you, Father, it's done. You cannot say, in harmony with the whole world. I was in a rush. I didn't remember. No. We need to take the time to say every single sentence or phrase. So this will not work. What about this one? You said everything, yeah, but you miss something. And it's thank you, Father, because it's done. So this again, if you say every single thing, but you forgot to say thank you, Father, it's not going to work. So, faith. It's to be sure that everything that will happen to us is good. It's something good. And here says, you are sure. You don't believe. Oh yeah, I believe. I think I will be alright. No, no, no. You are 100% sure. And this is faith. Faith is something like you are sure, like, now I'm dressed. Yeah, of course, I'm not naked. I have faith of that, of course. Well, this is the 100% sure that something good will happen. All right? Okay. When you ask for something and are afraid of not getting it, you won't receive it. And this is what we need to be aware of. We need to combine the thoughts and the feelings, the faith. So we can say, I'm not afraid, I have faith. One more time. I'm not afraid, I have faith. All right? This is a decree. And thank you, Father. Thank you, Father is the affirmation of gratitude that we should always have for all the beautiful, good, and constructive things that life gives us. So it will always give to us. Giving thanks for receiving something before obtaining it, it's the best demonstration of faith that may exist. In other words, when you are saying thank you, Father, is because you are sure. And after saying those words, you will have a relief, like a feeling of, oh yeah, this is done. Problem solved. Done. This is the feeling that you have. And here I will give you some examples of Jesus. This is the triptych with the miracles of Christ, the worship of Master of the Legend of Saint Catherine. And this artwork is in the National Gallery of Melbourne. Yep, in Melbourne. So, what is this triptych about? Okay, there are three miracles. Let's see if you can figure it out. Let's start from the left. Here. What do you see here? This is the marriage at Cana. Do you remember that? The marriage at Cana? Okay. Just in case. What's the first miracle? The first miracle that Jesus made. He was in a wedding with his mother and friends, of course. And they were run out of wine. And a wedding without wine, there's a problem there. So, Mother Mary said to Jesus, okay, this is work for you. And he said, no, I'm not ready. But you have to. Okay. So what he said to the guys, say, go to that place and bring full your jars with that and bring it to the party. And they did so. And this is a miracle that was water inside the bottles, and the water became wine. So it was very, very interesting. So the second one, the second one here in the middle. Let's see if you recognize the story, the story of that. Yes, you can see bread here, a lot of people around. Yeah, this is the miracle of the loaves and fishes. Yep. Okay. Just in case you don't know, let's talk about it. So Jesus was talking, conveying a message to the people, and the people, after listening to him, were hungry, of course, and there was no McDonald's, no no other shops, no restaurants around there, so no Starbucks cafe, nothing. So Starbucks coffee. So what do we do? What are we going to do? And Jesus said, okay, what do we have? Okay, so we have some loaves, some fish. Okay, bring it to me. And he said, thank you, Father, because everyone have eaten. That's it. And this is how thousands of people ate. This is the miracle. Prosperity. And the last one, I'm not sure if you will recognize, but it is the raising of Lazarus from the dead. And again, Jesus came to visit his friends. Lazarus was one of them. And they said, no, look, Lazarus is dead. Jesus said, no, no way. Yeah, it's true, Jesus. And he went there and resurrected him. Said, Lazarus, come here. And he came. So, again, a miracle. Well, just to give you some places, this is at Cana, the church at Cana, where Jesus made the miracle at Cana, of course. And this is Tabga in Israel as well, when Jesus did the miracle of the loaves and fish as well. And okay, so the place where Lazarus was raised, I don't have, so I need to go back again to Israel and take a picture and put it again, put here for you. So we need to go to Israel again. All right. Why Jesus did all those mistakes? Because he knew. He knew. Oh God. He knew what? He knew the scientific prior. He knew how everything works. Or everything, or how the things works to make them happen. And this is all about the quadrant of causation. Alright? Quadrants, four things that we need to be aware of. Mind, feelings, decrease, and actions. Alright? Mind, your thought. You need to be, when you do the scientific prior, you need to be very specific. I want a red dress. Short, long, whatever. With sleeves, without sleeves. That's it. Very specific what you want. Feelings. So we need to say, thank you, Father. This is the demonstration of faith. So we need to combine thought and faith. Faith is you are sure that you will have it. You will have no, because you will have is in the future. and we work on the present. So I already have this, whatever it is. Decrease, you need to, of course, say the scientific prior. And actions, okay, if it's a dress, you go to the shop. If it's a house, you need to go and see the house. If it's a travel, I remember another time I used this scientific prior because I wanted to travel. And I said, okay, let me say, I did the scientific prior and I got all the money and everything that I need to do my travel. So actions was at that time, okay, so I need to book the flight, I need to talk with the real estate agent, I need to organize all the restaurant, the restaurant, hotels and everything to do my trip. So this is all. This is all. This is all. That's it. And what about others? When you say, oh yeah, this person, can I do this scientific prior for others? Well, actually, you can, yes. But I'm going to tell you something. If you do the scientific prior for others, first of all, if they don't believe, it's not going to happen. They must believe. Remember when Jesus said, your faith have resolved the issue or something like that? When they came to see him, oh, Jesus, I cannot see. And he put his hands, his fingers, he did something, and then, oh, I can see, I can see. Well, he said, your faith has done the work. Don't tell anyone. He knew the scientific prior. He did the scientific prior. So, in terms of doing the scientific prior for others is not going to be successful. What you can do certainly is give them the scientific prior. Yeah, okay. You want to do whatever. Get a job. I don't know. Find a couple, or I don't know, whatever they want to do. Okay, do you want to do so? All right. This is the scientific prior. Do it. But before doing that, you must try on you first. So you will have this faith exactly that, oh, this works. This scientific prior works. And then you give to others. That's it. Simple. So I just have to go back to, let's say, just one moment. I need to do something I should have done. It's what you are going to do now is think of something that you want to work on. You want to use the scientific prior right now, this moment, for something. Okay? So we are going to do the scientific prior. Here, we are going to be silent because everyone will think what they want to achieve, of course. All right? So let's do it. When I say the title, we start. I give you a minute so you can think of something. Okay, scientific prior. In the name of I am presence, in harmony with the whole world, under grace, in a perfect way, I decree, if it's by law, thank you, Father, it's done. And that's it. Well, this is all for now. Thank you very much. With this activity, we finished a whole course, the course of Pillars of Metaphysics. We studied for 10 weeks, and well, there are certificates for those who attend 100% of the lesson, the activities. And thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye for now.